All right, I guess we can go ahead and get started. Can everyone hear me okay? Great. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get started. I want to first welcome everybody to South Carolina 811's Exactix frequently asked questions live webinar series. My name is Shakita Epps, and I am one of the operations support specialists here at South Carolina 811, and I help oversee the external users with any questions and concerns that they may have with the system. The goal of these live webinars is to give some extra training and go over some frequently asked questions that we have been getting over on the help desk. This week's agenda will focus more on the member side of things of Exactix, but it's still helpful information that can be, good for everybody. So the things that we're going to discuss and go over today is how to navigate excavator and member tabs, how to add positive response to a notice, ticket functions and secondary actions. We're going to go over the filtered lists, viewing the member report card, and then we're going to conclude this session of the web series. So here I'm in the our development site, but it looks exactly like the live Exactix. And of course, when you sign in, you will see your tabs in the menu. The user will have different tabs. Some people may have more tabs than others, but here under the role that I am under, I have tickets, damage reports, service areas, people, and report card. Tickets and your tickets dashboard is going to be the main screen that most users are in. This is where you can create your new notice if you need it, as well as you can see all of your tickets. Here I have 3 options. I have my tickets. Under the my tickets is going to be any of the tickets that I have physically called in or entered as a user. My office tickets are going to be any tickets that is associated with the company or the office that I belong to. Some people have been having issues where another colleague has called in a ticket or entered in a ticket and they cannot see that ticket. If this ever happens, definitely reach out to the help desk and give us that ticket number so we can verify that you are linked with that particular company or that office so you're be able to view your colleagues or your coworkers' ticket. My service areas tickets, this is going to be a list of tickets that the member code you are associated with of tickets of positive response. So here I have a list of the tickets that I need to add positive response with. And I did forget to mention, I'm sorry, if anyone does have any questions, because I know everyone is muted, please utilize the chat box and one of my SC811 team members, they will answer your questions. And at the end, if there is some questions that need to be shared, we will go over those at the end. I'm sorry, I didn't let you guys know that at the beginning. So to view a ticket, the user has 2 options. They can click the 3 dots next to the left of the ticket and click view ticket, and the ticket will pop open. Or the user can double click the ticket to get the ticket to pop open. Here you have the different tabs. Under ticket is where you will see the form, as well as the map. If you click subcontractors, if any subcontractors was listed on the ticket, they will be listed under the subcontractors tab. You have the text tab, which is the text information of the ticket. The service areas is all of the members that were notified to go out there and check the facilities. The responses tab is where the user can see the different responses the member have given on the ticket. And the revisions tab will create a history of everything that has happened on the ticket. I do want to mention and talk about this status up here because we have been getting a lot of calls on what this means. A ticket can be in two different statuses. It can be incomplete, and then it can be complete up here as shown in red. Incomplete means that the ticket was not complete and you were not issued a ticket number. But complete means that the ticket was completed and you were issued a ticket number, as you can see over here on the left. This complete status does not mean that the ticket has been completed as far as positive response going, that you have a 100 positive response. The user will still have to go into the ticket and actually click the responses tab to check positive response to see what the members have stated. Now we're going to talk about how to add positive response to a notice. So I'm going to go back to my tickets dashboard and click my service areas ticket. Over here, you can break it down a little bit better. I can see the responses that will be due for my member code in 48 hours. Or I can see all of the responses that I have added and needed to add. So if a user is needing to add a positive response code to a ticket, there are several ways that they can do it in the system. Again, the user can click the three dots and they are going to click the add response and the pop-up box will appear. The user can open up the ticket, go to the response tab, and under this tab, the user has two ways. They can click add response here over at the right and get that pop-up box, or next to the member code they belong to, they can click add new and get that same pop-up box. So it's always a lot of different ways that you can do things in the system. It's all about preference and how you want to be able to add the response into the system. Now, if member operators have been notified to check a work site on a locate notice, then they must respond in the positive response system. All member operators are required to notify South Carolina 811 that the worksite has been marked for the approximate location of its underground facilities. Now on the pop-up box, if your account is configured correctly to your member code, the service area will already be grayed out for you. With the utility type, some members do have more than one utility type. So they may have water and sewer. When you're adding the positive response to that particular ticket, you have to make sure you select which utility type you're adding that positive response back. You would then click the response tab and you would click the appropriate response code make your comment. And click save or save and add another. If you are one of those members who have more than one utility type, then save and add another would be the best option for you. That way the pop-up box will come up again and you can add the response code to the next utility type. But since I'm only linked to one utility type, I'm going to hit save. And once I hit save, my positive response now has turned from yellow to white, and it has my response code, my entry of method, and any comments that I have left. Now, as I go back to the tickets dashboard, I can see that I no longer have any notices that need response within 48 hours. All right, now moving along, we are going to talk about ticket functions and secondary actions. A secondary action or a ticket function is utilized when an action needs to be sent to member operators on an existing locate notice. In Exactix, when a primary locate notice is created, is given a locate notice number which has a V0 behind it. That V0 stands for version 0. So to see how that looks, I am going to open up this ticket. And as you can see, I was issued a ticket number of 220-114-0032 with a version 0 behind it. That's because this is the original notice. So anytime a secondary action or a ticket function happens on the notice, it will then give me a version 1 or a version 2 or whatever version I am in within this ticket's history. So let's see how this works. I'm going to do an additional info on this ticket. Now, an additional info, this type of ticket function is to add any additional information to a ticket. So this would be if I left off the gate code to the notice for the locators, or if there's dogs on the property and I want to let the locators know to give me a call prior to coming on. This is when an additional info ticket function will be placed. So I'm going to put in the remark, gate code number. My verify location screen comes up, and as I scroll down, I can see my remark that I made about the gate code. I click above information is correct. The affected service areas is going to come up, and I send the ticket. And as you can see, my ticket number stayed the same, but now I have a V1 behind it. You will get a version number for all ticket functions except for a remark. When it comes to a remark, you will get a new ticket number to that ticket. So let's talk about updates versus remarks. A user will process an update letting the locators know or the members know that work is still taking place on the work site. A remark is processed when the lines have been destroyed by weather or by another contractor. So if my markings are still fresh and I don't need any markings to be remarked, I am going to click the update button over here at the top right, and the pop-up windows come and it lets you know right here that members may not apply fresh paint or flags. If marks are destroyed and fresh paint is required, then please hit the cancel and initiate a remark notice. So it does let you know that if you do need the lines to be refreshed, that you want to process a remark. Being that I am the original caller who called in this ticket, no remark needs to be left. I click save. Above information is correct. And I send the ticket. I now was giving the same ticket number, but with a version 1 behind it. Now, when it comes to the member side of things, when it comes to that update, if I go here, and I open up that ticket, I can see this is the update ticket because it's the version 1 behind it. And on my function, it tells me that it's the update ticket. But as you can see here, my positive response from my original notice was put on my update ticket. If I need to update this response, you can do that by clicking add new. And save. And now you can see it came to the bottom. And when you click current only, it will show the current positive response that I now have entered. The way a remark works, hit the remark button. And make your comment. So here I have remark due to weather has been destroyed by weather. Please respond. Click save. Above information is correct. Send the ticket. And as you can see, I've been given a whole new ticket number for a remark. So that's the difference in the system versus an update notice and a remark notice. As I stated earlier, the remark is the only type of notice that will generate a new ticket number as far as when it comes to ticket functions. We will now discuss filtered lists. To get to the filtered list, you will go to your ticket dashboard. You will hit list at the top of the right corner of the screen. The filtered list is was sort of equivalent to the reports that was in the old system. We have some automatic ones that were created to generate the same type of information that users got on the reports from the old systems. So the ones that the users will see is code view, EC view, response view, and the system default view. In response view, you will be given the ticket number, version, work date, responses received, update, expires, company name, excavator name, ticket type, function, street, county, and all responses received. So this is a really good list on if and you will need to send out a no-show to any of the members who haven't responded. So on here, it says yes, that all responses have been received. Got a 10 out of 10. On here, I have a 9 out of 10. No. And this ticket is expired, so it wasn't updated on time. But if it was still a good ticket, I can open up that ticket and press the no-show button in the top right of the corner of the screen and get a version of that ticket to no-show a member that didn't respond within the 3 full working days. We also have the filter over here, and we have some saved filters. You can see the tickets that were created in the last 30 days, past due, and today's tickets that were entered actually today. Now the user does have the option, if you didn't, like any of the ones that were saved automatically in the system, you can hit view, the configured button. When you hit view and configure, the column chooser will then come up. The user will click create/copy, then new empty view. You would have to name it. So if you wanted a list of the type of notices, the notices that will need it to be updated, you then click add column, and every field that's on the request form, you can choose to add to your list. So here I'm going to do company name, all responses received, street, ticket number, ticket type, and of course, because it's update, I'll put update date. And you can add as many as you want. This is all based upon the list that you've created for yourself. And you can move it around so you can see the information how you want to see the information. To save and view it, this button is if you want this to actually be saved as your list to be able to view it. Other times you want to hit save and view. If you just want to use it for today at that present moment, you would click view, but I'm going to click save and view. And then as you can see, my lists has been created that I configured. To look how I want my list to look. These green headers up here are how you can search for different things. You would just type in the text, and those ticket numbers that is the text will come up for you. And you can do this on all of the headers. You just click on it and then type in the text and it'll search it for you. Those are really good to search if you didn't have a specific ticket number, if you didn't write it down or anything like that. You can use those headers to search and break down the tickets and get the tickets that you need. You also have in here where you can filter by the ticket number. So if you were looking for a ticket, you just type the ticket number in there and it will pull up for you. And these are the featured lists. All right, the last thing we are going to go over is how to be able to view your member report card. The user will click reports and the list report will come up. We'll then click report and this will come up stating that it's waiting for the parameter values. If the user doesn't want to set any values, they will just hit submit, or they will click the different parameters they want to set and the dates to get that to come up. And it will break it down in numbers for the user. And I have one that I've captured that I blurred out the member code. And let me pull that up. So right here, it will give you the total ticket count, the expected responses. It will break it down with the tickets that were submitted with an open response code and give that percentage, as well as tickets that were submitted with a closed code and give that percentage. And then along these ones, it gives the responses that were given after the 3 full working days. So here with the open response, it was 1 with the percentage, the closed response after 43 with the percentage, the responses that were never received with the percentage as well, and then the open in here only. And that's where members can view their member report card. If users ever had any questions or comments regarding Exactix, this is the way that you guys can contact us. Have our phone number here, and we're option number 1 at 1-800-290-2783. And you can also reach us by email at support@sc811.com. And for a quicker response, you definitely would want to utilize our chat now feature that's located at the bottom right of the South Carolina 811 website. And that does come directly to us on the help desk, and we can answer your questions that you have regarding any link accounts, or if you need additional assistance on how to do something in Exactix. Again, this is a series, so we're going to be doing this for the next couple of weeks at least. And each week will be a different topic. So definitely be following our social media. You can see the announcement on our actual website page with the seminar, as well as we put the seminar link on the Exactix announcement homepage of there as well, to where you can see what topics will be covered and if you would want to be a part of the webinar. Next week, we'll flow more to more of the excavator side of things, where we will get into how to actually, submit notices and utilize some of the mapping features and things like that. So if you definitely want to see more of that side of things, we ask that you join us. And this will be every Friday, and the time will be listed at when it will take place as well. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to look through the chat to see what question, if Lori want to take over. Thank you, Lori.
Thank you. Good morning. My name is Lori Slice. I'm the Public Awareness Manager for South Carolina 811. I'm out here managing the chat as well as the attendance. So for those who may have logged in to Zoom under a name of admin, user, just abbreviations or just initials, please include your name in the chat so we can get you on our attended list. Again, we appreciate you all being here. And one of the questions that was asked, Shakita, was, we had a user that said their service area does not appear on their dashboard.
Mm-hmm.
So is there something that would be more of a help desk issue, or is that something that maybe they can see?
If that's one of your roles that you respond to tickets within the system, definitely contact us at the help desk so we can make sure you are linked to your member code, and you should have that option to be able to see your service area tickets. So that's more on the member side of things. Excavators wouldn't have, if you're not a member, you wouldn't have that My Service Areas tickets.
Very good. And that was actually the only question that we had that was not answered during the chat. Everything else, I think we've covered. We had some questions, but we had questions that related more so to excavators. And so, as Shakita mentioned, we will be hosting those starting next week on Friday at 10 a.m. Again, keep an eye out for the upcoming link. Also, this particular webinar will be recorded, has been recorded, excuse me, and we will be downloading this to our 811 YouTube page. And so we also plan to share this on our social media and also on our 811 webpage, where we keep our video library at. So again, just to have easy access for anything that you may need.
All right, we see some question says, I am an excavator. I see where I can request an update on an existing locate, but not a remark. I think LaDonna's handling that one. And that is something that we will go over next week. It's different, and I can answer that now. It's different levels and different roles on the Exactix system. So in order to have the remarks and stuff like that, that is our top level, our top role, called the plus. So what would happen is you would just have to sign that excavator user agreement, and then you would take the training, which is an online training course that we do have in Coursera, and then we're able to upgrade your role to where you'll be able to do no-shows, remarks, and the higher things on Exactix. If LaDonna can put that link in there for that user. All right. Well, if there is no other questions, then I just want to make sure everybody's question is getting answered. This will conclude the series for today. And again, next week is going to be more of the excavator side. So definitely join us on that one where you can see how tickets are entered into Exactix and the different mapping features that you have to use. Thank you guys for attending.